Hello BookTube, Emmy Walker here to do a bit of a late Top 5 Wednesday. I keep having these days sneak up on me, and it doesn't help that I work on some of the Wednesdays and also the Tuesday before, so I can't film them. It was much easier last month when I filmed them all in one sitting. It was great, and then I could just edit them as needed, but this time around I did not do that, so, note to self for next month. For the first time ever, I'm actually finally going to acknowledge the person who created these, and that is Lainey over at Ginger Reads Lainey, and I will post her link down below as I've been doing for all of the videos, but I keep forgetting to actually mention her, with my mouth, and that way you know to look down and below and go see her videos, because she started the whole Top 5 Wednesday Goodreads group, and that's awesome. It's a great way to make sure we all get videos every week. So this week's Top 5 Wednesday is Top 5 Characters You Would Like to Drown, and I thought this was a really fun one. There's a lot of characters I hate very much, but only very few that I would consider drowning, and there's a possible, other ones that I would just, end it nice and quickly, but drowning I feel like is a pretty harsh way to go. I mean, you're just slowly dying. Like, that's just a hard way to go, and you gotta really hate somebody to want to drown them. I mean, that's cruel. It's like setting somebody on fire. Well, no, setting somebody on fire would probably be worse. I don't know. Either way, drowning is a pretty horrible way to go. That being said, I actually didn't have a very difficult time picking 5 people I would like to drown. Technically, we're going to go with 6, as I'm combining 2 of them. They're from the same book, but you just go with it. First up is going to be Ramsay Bolton, or Snow, from Song of Ice and Fire series. I can't remember where he shows up. I think he just shows up in this. Oh my god, it's been so long, but he's definitely in this one, and he's a huge douche. Now, if you haven't read them, I don't really know if this is technically a spoiler, but just in case, if you don't want anything ruined, cover your ears or mute or turn away for a minute, because I'm going to possibly be spoiling something here. We all know Theon, and he's a huge douche. I mean, if you watch the shows or you've read the books, you know that he's a huge turd. So, watching him be beaten up by anybody is, you think like, oh, he deserves this, but if you feel bad for him, the guy that's doing it to him has really gotta be a huge turd. I mean, what? I think he flays him, his skin one by one, he cuts off his fingers. He's just a jerk. Yeah, I would totally drown this guy and enjoy it while drowning him. Next up, I'm going to combine 2, and that's going to be Catherine and Heathcliff from Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I am probably in the minority here I really didn't care for this book. I find that in general with older classic books, I tend to fall asleep with them. The writing style for me is just kind of, and I've said that before. There's fine stories in there, but this one sucked. I hated this one. I hated Catherine. I hated Heathcliff. They were both just nasty, nasty people, and they deserved to be punched repeatedly in the face. In this case, drowned, because seriously, the world would be better off without them. The fictional world, that is. For my top 3 pick, I've gone with Bella Swan in the Twilight Saga by Stephanie Meyer. Now, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the books. I didn't really care so much for the movies. They were poorly done. They got better as they progressed and, kept changing directors, but the books, were very sturdy. I really enjoyed them. They're one of the reasons I wanted to get writing, I guess. And so I can't, nothing bad on the books. It's just Bella Swan as a character. She's such a weak character. She's always tripping over herself, and I know that's one of her, character traits is that she's clumsy, but she's already put up against vampires who are supposed to be near perfection in this world, and then they gotta add the extra clumsiness. I mean, it just makes her seem so much more ridiculous, and then she's supposed to be so smart, but I'm sorry, if you're so smart, why can't you watch where you're going? Okay, again, clumsiness has nothing to do with intelligence, but whatever. And she's just so weepy, whiny. She immediately is obsessed with Edward. He's the love of her life, and I'm so lost without him, and gross it. In my number 2 spot, I'm going to go with Gwendolyn from the Chrestomanci Chronicles. I've only read 2 of these, and the only one that she's actually in is A Charmed Life, so I don't know if she appears in the later ones. I really need to get on them. They're really good books, actually. Now, here's another spoiler alert. I don't want, if you plan to read these books, again, turn away, because I'm going to ruin the entire Charmed Life book. And ready, set, here comes the spoiler. So Gwendolyn is the brother of Cat. He's our main character, and it turns out that she's been sapping his magic from him. Cat has 9 lives. I know that sounds really, his name is Cat, but he she's been taking his lives in order to do her own magic. She's his sister. And she's taking his magic and making him weaker because she wants to be some all-famous, powerful witch. I know I'm not really giving a really good description of that, but she's a jerk. I mean, who takes is her little brother? Not her little brother. I mean, you know, that make it better, but I feel like it's so much worse that he's the little brother, and she's supposed to be the one that's like you know, he's supposed to be able to look up to her, and she's supposed to be setting an example for him, and she's taking his magic. And he has never been able to do magic because she's taking it from him. He thinks he's just this, you know, plain old nobody. But turns out he can do magic, but she's just a jerk. Yeah. And in the #1 spot of characters I would like to drown, I'm going to go with Dolores Umbridge from the Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix by J.K. Rowling. And that's this right here. And if you've read the Harry Potter books and you've fallen in love with so many of the characters as I have as well, you will also equally hate Dolores Umbridge as much as I do. My hatred for Dolores Umbridge has gone to the point where even the actress who plays Dolores Umbridge, though I don't necessarily think she looks the part, but the more I see her I find that I hate her and hate her and hate her just enough that she becomes Dolores Umbridge. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, so the actress has seeped into my brain so much that I hate her so much that even if I've seen her in other movies, I can't watch her because I hate her. Even if she's supposed to play somebody nice, which I've only ever seen her in one movie, I'll give you that. But I can't see her as anything but Dolores, and I just want to, well, I want to drown her. So yeah, she's just awful, and she makes Harry's life a living hell the entire time that she's at Hogwarts, and you just are just so miserable for Harry, and you just want to leap into the book and kick her a bunch of times and, I don't know, find some way to, you know, she would cast a spell on you so that, you know, would hopefully you do something other than kick her, but still, she's a jerk and she deserves to be drowned. And then even like later on, like I know, who's it that says it, Sirius says like the world's not broken up into good people and Death Eaters, but she's obviously not a Death Eater, but like, she's definitely working for Voldemort in some capacity, because later on, like, I know that, like, I think just the general haze of Death Eaterness kind of infects your way of being, but in the 7th book, she's all with Moody's eye, and I'm sorry, that's not cool. She's not a good guy, and I know she's not a Death Eater, but she's not a good guy. She's working for Voldemort, clearly. I don't know, this video has been just a big old ramble, and apparently talking about killing people just gets me all fired up. So, we're gonna end this on a calmer note, possibly, if I can get the frustration out of my face. Okay. Anyway, so that was my top 5 Wednesday. Sorry it's a little bit late. Yeah, I'm terrible, and I've been, again, finally getting to the end of my first trimester, so I'm starting to feel more like a normal person. So, yeah, we'll see if that keeps it up. You know, fingers crossed. So anyway, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to tell me your top 5, or just some of them if you can't think of 5, or if you can think of more than 5. Tell me the ones that you would love to drown in the character, in the fictional world. I would love to hear some characters, because I'm sure there are plenty others. If I would have thought of, you know, another 10 or 15 minutes, I could have thought of several hundreds. Maybe not 100, but anyway. See you later, BookTube!